What's up, everybody? It's your boy Dorka Corvo here, the best and brightest crow on the internet. How's everyone doing today? Oh, it's a fine morning, isn't it? Just a fine morning. I know you're probably wondering what the fuck you talking about. I mean, it is, isn't it? We're awake. Breathing. Not crying. Much. Why wouldn't it be a great morning? But today, we're hopping over. We are finally, because it's been sitting there forever, going to start taking care of the new generation. But before we do that, we are going to finish getting Dan's skills for dual guns. Claim this mission first. Ah, looks like you're more than worthy to walk the path of the alchemic sharpshooter. Welcome, I trust you've been well. The reason I called for you is that today will mark the delivery of the very first report from the team posted to Slabmes detailing the formal investigation into Glenbirna and its related phenomena. Although we've had a number of missives and accounts trickle in ever since the events that transpired there, this is the first in what will be an ongoing series of reports from the Kingdom's hand-picked team of notable scholars. Seeing as you played such a pivotal role in dealing with the threat posted by Glenbirna, I thought it only proper that you have a chance to read the report as well. Come to think of it, the messenger entrusted with delivering the report will no doubt be a familiar face to you. I'm told the scholars initially dispatched Slabmes have more, shall we say, enthusiasm for fieldwork than their peers. An excellent quality for those on an expedition, but it also means they're more easily sidetracked. Sounds like that's why, as the investigation moves into a second phase, there's been some discussion of recalling the current researchers and dispatching a fresh team of scholars. It's great to be dedicated to one's work, but just as important to keep one's enthusiasm in balance. After all, there's more to be gained from scholarship than knowledge alone. You do make a good point, Leor. Sometimes those bookish types hit me with the weirdest questions. That's one of the reasons I tend to just hang out in the association's room. Now that you say that, I almost never see you leave the room unless you're going out to train. Sheesh, sorry I interrupted. Don't worry, Rowan, it's nothing you need to apologize for. In any case, it shouldn't be long now before our messenger arrives, report in hand. Shall we wait his arrival together? Sorry, I'm having breakfast at the same time. It's been a while. How was the trip here? Things always seem like they change quickly down in the lowlands, but the more I travel, the more I realize not much changes from week to week. The journey this time proved as uneventful as the last. You always ask, and I'm almost sorry to keep giving you the same answer. I brought the first regular report from the Royal Society representatives dispatched to Slabmes. Each of the researchers presents an analysis based on their field of study: alchemy, geology, and astronomy. On a broader level, the report covers the changes in Slabmes' natural environment and the effects Glenbirna continues to have on Slabmes and the surrounding mountains. And while I may not be a scholar myself, you can rest assured that they went over the contents of the report with me to ensure I can answer any questions you might have about it. Along with their research, they've also included a request for supplies and materials needed to continue their research, thanking all involved in advance for their continued support. Hmm. With this, I believe my responsibility to the scholars and Slabmies has been fulfilled. They did request some sort of stamp or seal to confirm the receipt of the report, so let me know if you can take care of that here. Ah, thank you for bringing it all this way. I'll take care of delivering copies to all the royal societies and associations, so you needn't worry about that. Oh, and I made sure to get the confirmation stamp in advance, so you won't have to sit around waiting for some magistrate in the castle to get around to it. I can't help but feel a bit guilty, though. This request was far different from what I originally asked of you, so I appreciate you agreeing to help out. It seems like it came up rather suddenly, so I understand your need. But you needn't thank me. I heard from the research team in Saladmiz that you went out of your way to avoid troubling me, exhausting your other potential options first. I appreciate your consideration. Oh, and the central focus of this report is the conditions in Saladmiz. And if you're seeking a broad overview of that, well, I dare say I might be able to frame it more clearly than the scholars. Agreed, your safety and that of the researchers is paramount. So I welcome your observations. Could you give us a few minutes? Oh shoot, don't I have... I can't access it, okay. I can see how that might present a problem. I'll request an investigation of that as well. Understood. Snows of Slabmiz have long been a symbol of abundance. The old folklore says that Slabmiz freezes over earlier and deeper than any other region. Next year's harvest will be especially bountiful. Perhaps it's because come springtime a thick blanket of snow on the mountains will begin to melt and feed the streams and rivers that water the lowlands. Apologies, you don't have me come to rattle off old stories. At any rate, the report is delivered and my work here is done, so it's about time to start heading back. If I encounter anything abnormal or otherwise have something to report, I'll come to relay the news as before. Thank you. Take care on your journey. Hey, can you spare a moment? There was something I want to speak with you about. I noticed that the area right outside of the Great Hall seemed largely deserted, which suits me just fine. I'll be waiting for you there. This is a lot of documents, even by my standards. It appears some of them will require transcription of additional copies as well. I can already see this will keep me busy for the next several days. I'll see you later. You mean out here? Yes, you did. Okay. Damn, it's always the cow. How have you been? I just realized. I've heard some Militians are fond of changing their appearance often, but it seems you're less inclined. Honestly, I appreciate your hair. I think the color suits you well. I apologize for asking you to speak privately like this, but I had two good reasons for it. Have you been coerced into working with the Arcana Association? Perhaps they've uncovered some weakness of yours or bound you with some strange magic? I noticed certain peculiar symbols emblazoned on the floor around the lectern that hold the green flame, one of which bears a suspiciously close resemblance to a sigil I saw in Glenbirna. To my eyes, the arrangement of the dots and lines appeared nearly identical. If you're caught up in some perilous situation, you can confide in me. Say the word and I'll aid you in whatever way I can. You're alright? Are you sure? Well, you seem relaxed enough, and I'm not picking up on any sort of code in your blinking or toe-tapping, so I guess you really are okay. I'm just relieved you're not in any distress. I know you might not often find yourself in such situations, but I just can't shake my wariness. often the greatest troubles are those we never could have anticipated. Of course, if something was distressing enough to make you worry, I doubt my concern would matter one way or the other. Well, that's one matter settled at least. Now I know you're alright, there's something I'd like your help with. I feel guilty having to ask you for your help as often as I have, but this is a matter I fear I can't handle on my own. You're the only person I can go to for help. You have the time, it's nothing overly urgent, it's more of a personal matter, though it's been bothering me like wet slush inside my boots. Oh, that is horrible. So if you have other things to do, I can bump it down. No, I'm ready. Ah, I suppose that means you don't have any other pressing matters at hand? Well, then I suppose I'll get right to it. Recently, I've been experiencing a strange phenomenon. This will likely sound as odd here as it does to describe. How to phrase it? I've been gaining knowledge that isn't my own. It keeps flowing into my mind like a font that wells up without cease. Ideas I've never pondered, questions I've never grappled with. It's begun to affect my own thoughts and behaviors, and I'm afraid that if this goes on, it will begin impacting my judgments or even my values. From birth, all I've known is the way of the Mountain Keeper. The knowledge I can call my own is what was passed down to me. The legends, the tales, wood lore, how to venerate the god who safeguards us. I suspect the same would be true of all the Mountain Keepers I've known. We're not the sort to go around poking our noses into the divine. If anything, I'd say we bow our heads and follow dutifully. Even if the path led into a lightless abyss, we would likely just raise our lanterns and forge ahead. Oh, of course, I did aid your druid friend in a ritual to veil the sight of a being that may well be a deity without a second thought. When I look back on it now, I can hardly believe I did that. It's like trying to imagine Salad Mees without any snow. Think I can still claim to be that person? That I'm still the Loachach, you know? When did this start happening? That I do remember clearly, at least. It's not one of the memories from the times that were sealed away from me. First, when you take this thing, as an accomplished alchemist yourself, I figured you'd have a far better idea what this thing is than I. I don't know what to call it, and I don't particularly care, but it was the first thing I ever transmuted. If anything, you could tell from its abstract look that it was made from broken down and reconstituted materials. I decided I'd try storing the knowledge and memories that aren't mine by materializing them like this. I hope is that this will help to remind me, as many times as I need, that what's contained within isn't for my own life. Memory stored in that one is the scene that greeted me the first time I entered Glenbirna. Don't worry, I've confirmed several times that viewing the memories like this cause no harm. But I'm not just trying to show you what this is because I'm too lazy to explain it myself. It's just that, well, what I experienced was so strange that I felt you'd have an easier time understanding if you saw for yourself what I witnessed. Just hold in your hand and focus on the lights you see twinkling in the core. After a moment or two, you should see the memory play out before you as though you were there. Focus. I hope you fared better with your work than I with mine. I'm sorry to say there's been no sign of the breakthrough I'd hoped for. And have you realized what it is you're lacking? If you take my advice for what it's worth, rushing seldom does us any favors. The more you try to hurry a result, the more times you'll have to repeat the same experiment. There's nothing we cannot explain within alchemy's model of natural forces, provided we have the time and patience to comprehend what we observe. Consider, for instance, whether you require additional reagents beyond simply alchemical crystals. After all, the study of alchemy is driven by mankind's desire to understand the natural world, and so it follows that we would avail ourselves of what nature provides. You said you seek to artificially create snow, did you not? What in the world are you doing stooped over an oven? You should head north, surround yourself with snow, and try to more deeply understand its essence. I fear you've stuck to the heart of it. I've been so focused on my research that I've barely ventured out of Talatane lately, perhaps to my detriment. At this rate, I may lose sight of the purpose behind my research. Would it be alright if I paid a visit to my hometown? It's been some time since I've been back. Of course, you have my permission, my encouragement even, to go as far as the ends of the world if it helps you discover the truth you seek. Thank you, Master Doran. I shouldn't be away long. As ever, it's my honor to be your 20th pupil. When I began this study, I didn't realize uncovering the origins of winter and how to replicate it would prove so elusive. If we could wrest control of the cold itself, we could best the Winter Queen in our own game. We would finally be free. You think so too, don't you? I never would have imagined myself taking up the study of alchemy, but even so, I don't think it's wholly outside what I could envision myself doing. But did you hear him going on about his research into artificially replicating winter itself? The winter! Aren't there supposed to be limits to brazen stupidity? And to undertake such unpardonable atrocities with my body? Kinky. Totally unforgivable. If that's not the picture of stark, raving madness, I don't know what is! I'm sorry, it's just so beyond absurd, I'm having a hard time reining in my feelings. I'd prefer to have this conversation in a more comfortable environment, so if it's alright with you, let's reconvene and slap knees. I've already peppered with you enough embarrassing outbursts for one day. Besides, there's something there I want to show you. Actually, since I haven't had the chance to make a mobile myself, can I join you and use yours? The distance from here to Slabmees is a little much to travel on short notice even for me. Actually, now that I look around, I doubt it'll be much more placid here than in the castle. It's seldom been a quiet day since the investigation began. No. First of all, I never agreed to collaborate on that report with you. Secondly, glory and prestige are the last things I'm interested in. Do you think you could speak with her for me? Maybe explain things so she'll understand? I don't think I can get any closer without being drawn into a lengthy discussion. I'd just as soon avoid her for now, but I can't show you what I spoke of earlier without passing through the camp. Listen, lady. I'm not voicing some random fucking... It was my mistake to ask someone with such an unquenchable curiosity to verify the accuracy of this knowledge I've come into. It was the first time I had ever really run up against another person's overbearing inquisitiveness. Or perhaps I had before, but I just don't remember. My memories of the past are still rather spotty, so unfortunately it's hard to say. Although it upset me to see that man who looks like me using alchemy for such a deplorable purpose. I'm not against alchemy itself. On the contrary, I think alchemy is a valuable science that has helped humans prosper. There are 3 problems I have with this situation. First issue is that the one who's trying to do these things is, well, he's me, or someone who looks virtually identical to me. Whoever he may be, he obviously knows what he's doing, and fully grasps the natural order he would make a mockery of. There's a world of difference between acting without understanding the ramifications and acting with willful intent. Depending on the intention with which an action is undertaken, the results can vary substantially. My second issue involves she who dwells within the fissure. Even after having something precious to her taken, she's still in there, doing who knows what. That oddly dressed druid friend of yours explained how to move about in there without attracting her notice, and that's what I've been doing, but it seems a bit too quiet, as though her next plan has already been set in motion. Still, it's unnerving to think similar characteristics befell the other me I saw in that vision. Knowing that, I feel all the more important to remain vigilant to ensure that never happens. And lastly, if that other me really is another version of me, then surely we must share many similar experiences. I'm presuming that so, winter's winds and snows would surely have been an ever-present element in his life. Having lived those experiences, would he truly go so far as to usurp winter itself? Doubt and distrust, but do not seek for answers. To look too closely is to invite a paradox, and in such contradictions lie the one path to fade into oblivion forever. It really is difficult to express things I feel and know at an instinctual level in words. If you were in my shoes, do you think you would have reacted as I did, letting it go unchecked? Or would your heart have been harbored doubts that would move you to action? Seems my counterpart did. I would have my doubts. However, I think it'd be easiest to explain it from my perspective rather than his, since what happened to him doesn't match my own experiences. At the beginning of the Lord of Winter, my soul was spirited into Glen Birna, but thanks to you I managed to avoid becoming a permanent resident. However, defying that fate drew her attention to me all the more. When I finally came to, your druid friend and I broke the ages-old covenant that he who holds the sheaves from the last harvest will serve the Lords of Winter. Can you understand how she would feel? It's like a crack is forming in the edifice of her divine authority as one who holds sway over the season's forces. To maintain her hold, she would have to re-establish her authority. How would she do that? How does she reassert what has been flouted? Which being does she know who holds the greatest fear and reverence for her power and dignity? I fear the winter. I am intimately well acquainted with its many dangers, with the way it demands to be treated with respect. That's how I was raised from childhood and how I feel even now. Winter's white fields are a tomb without an epitaph, like a mire whose snows hide every peril, the ice reaching up like hands to grab your feet and drag you down. In a land with such lifeless silence, nothing can be born. So what happens if, the moment I somehow replicate the winter, the Mighty One simply takes it for her own, filling her empty reverie with what I made? How would such a winter spill out into this world? Would it ultimately matter who made it, or would the result be the same? Damn it, not the Mighty One, I meant Lords of Winter, or the Winter Queen as she's sometimes known. You know, there are a number of other Mountain Keepers far better at putting ideas into words than I am. I wish they were here to explain this in a way that's easier to understand. Sorry if that wasn't crystal clear, but that's about as good an explanation as I can give. Bah! Look how off course I've veered with this talk of alchemy. Anyway, the point I was getting at is that alchemy is a field of study that guides ordinary people towards understanding the essence that underlies the workings of the world, and I'm simply borrowing a bit of that power. I have need of it. I have to find the firewood that belongs to all the missing Mountain Keepers. I know that may seem like a threadbare excuse, but that hope is all I have to hold on to. I used this knowledge of alchemy to veil myself from the Lord of Winter's gaze when I entered the breach to connect my own reconnaissance within Glen Birna. I know it's not right, but even so, when I think of those I knew trapped forever within the fissure, it weighs so heavily on my heart. Which is why I intend to use every means at my disposal. Ooh, Nidorina. I don't think I have you. Although I wasn't able to find any firewood in there, I saw many things that defied description. Strange scenes playing out before me like the one I showed you. And just in case you were thinking I may have brought this problem upon myself, I don't think what I saw was the cause of this unasked for knowledge I've been receiving. I realize that comes drifting in whether or not I see anything on my forays into the fissure. It took me a while to come to the realization myself, actually. The reason I want to venture into Glen Birna with you is to display the most tangible sign of what has been welling up within me. This phantom knowledge is intermingled with my own experience and expertise to evolve into something I never could have imagined. As I've studied the strange power, it struck me that it might have some connection to the research of the Arcana Association with whom I've been working. Since you're one of the association's founding members, I figured it might be helpful to show you. For a demonstration like this, though, I thought it might be best to find a quiet place far from prying eyes. Fewer distractions, the less likely I am to slip up. I know it's a rather sudden quest, would you venture in with me? Let's go. Thank you. I fully intend to uphold the promise we made that day when you chose to place your trust in me. Follow me. It's all very strange to see myself as in a mirror and know that it's me, but at the same time not me is unsettling enough, but this goes even beyond that. An experience that defies easy understanding. It's the first I've experienced anything like this, but perhaps that's actually for the best, in this case. I think that given our present circumstances, I can offer a better account of the changes that have been welling up within me. In fact, I'm going to show you more than tell. Ever since the memories and knowledge I spoke of before began seeping into my mind, I've begun to feel as though I and my other self are like two threads being wound upon a single spindle. The places in my own recollections that have been lost or forgotten, slowly being filled in with those of the other. Two sets of memories, two different lives being woven into one. I know I've said it before, but it's really difficult to put this all into words. Perhaps an easier way to explain it is that in some way, my skill with the bow and my other self's experience studying alchemy are becoming intertwined. It's as though parts of two different timelines, two different potentialities, being merged into one. All my life, I've been a mountain keeper, and in that time I've become a fairly good shot with a bow. However, at no point did I ever have the opportunity to study alchemy. Be that as it may, I now possess a considerable knowledge of alchemical concepts and the ability to skillfully apply that knowledge. It seems as though the wisdom attained by that other me, who devoted his days to the study of alchemy, has come to dwell within the me who has spent most of his life among the mountains. That's not the main point here. The reason I want to show you this strange power is because of your affiliation with the Arcana Association. The focus of the Association's research seems to have a great deal of overlap with what has manifested in me, and if this power is indeed something you can use, I thought it might prove helpful since this ability appears to draw on dualistic roots. I figured that only someone capable of using two talents simultaneously could understand it. The focus of the Association's research seems to have a great deal of overlap with what has manifested in me. If this power is indeed something you can use, I thought it might prove helpful, since this ability appears to draw on dualistic... The last thing I wanted to do was call attention to myself. Any onlookers, no matter how well-intentioned, would only make it harder for me to explain its power. That's why I needed to be somewhere no one else could see us. Apologize if I caused any trouble for you, but I wanted to ensure I was able to give you the clearest picture of how these abilities work to provide a good foundation for your own study. Though undeniably different, archery and alchemy aren't wholly without overlap. As you may be aware, the skill Crash Shot has its origins in the explosive shrapnel of an ice mine. That said, even a skill as ingenious as Crash Shot simply utilizes the principle behind ice mines. One can't claim that it draws on the fundamental basis of battle alchemy. But this unknown art that took shape in me after all the strange things I've experienced draws directly on the four elements and their complex web of interactions with one another. In short, these skills draw upon the concentrated energy of the natural world's four base elements contained in alchemical crystals. More simply than that, they also exhibit an added effect when a second element is applied to the first, depending on the combination. While there's no substitute for learning with your hands when it comes to things like this, after all, practice makes perfect. Wow. Oh. Okay. Oh, shit. Okay. 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 I just feel like using it. Okay. Oh, I had to talk to you. Suppose that means we can head back now. You know, this fellow whose body I'm presently inhabiting, I could swear I recognize this voice from somewhere. It seems odd that I'd find the voice familiar without remembering who it is. Perhaps he's someone I know well, but all my recollections of him were frozen away, like so many of my other memories. It's also possible he's someone I met on one of my trips down from the mountaintop. It's a shame. He could very well be someone in the same situation as my fellow mountain keepers, spirited away in Glen Myrna against their will. May even be the voice of some unfortunate soul who was unable to survive winter's chill. Perhaps if I found him sooner, I could have saved him. Anyway, shall we be going? We may fool the Winter Queen's eyes for a time, but she'll eventually notice two trespassers if we linger too long. This never happened before because I'd always gone in alone. I doubt my body is capable of sort of physical feats you're able to perform, but what do you think of the skills themselves? The power of the Arcana seems able to imbue the arrowheads with two elements, using my body as some sort of catalyst to induce a reaction. Skills are quite varied, but they all share the common principle. My working theory is that, in a way, somewhat similar to how this Arcana fuses two elements, there's some sort of ongoing fusion at work within me, melding the time I've spent training in archery with the years my other self spent studying alchemy, and it's that improbable combination that gave rise to these strange abilities. You may be a little reluctant to trust in it, given the perplexing manner in which I received this knowledge, but I can assure you it's nothing to be concerned about. Ever since this began, I've been continuously studying and experimenting, in order to put this knowledge to the proof. I have to, in order to establish this understanding as something I've verified for myself, before another wave of unlooked-for insights fills my head. Above all, I vowed not to let anything more be taken from me. That's why, given my comfort and familiarity with archery, I've worked hard to unite this knowledge with my bowmanship. I consider the result to be nothing short of miraculous. In a sense, what I developed was a unique art that blended everything I was capable of in order to draw ever closer to achieving my goal. My goal being what it is, the power has taken a rather destructive bent, at times even oppressive. Still, that sounds like all upsides and no downsides for you, right? Reminds me, I have a couple favors to ask you. Could you keep secret that I gained this knowledge after venturing into Glen Myrna? It would be one thing if people heard it happen to you. From what I've come to understand, you live a rather adventurous life, facing down problems others can't, and anyone who's heard of you likely knows it. They probably think something like this is perfectly normal for you. Problem is, if people hear that something extraordinary happened to an ordinary fellow like me, some may come to believe that the same sort of thing could happen to them. They'd have no grounds for such a belief, of course, but over time some might attempt to enter, only then would they realize how far in over their heads they were. And let's say someone did happen to gain knowledge in the same way I did, they'd quickly discover it's not a pleasant experience at all. You'd have to constantly review what you know and reassert your identity, while new thoughts and knowledge keep flowing in. My other request is a bit more personal. I'd like your help applying for membership in the Arcana Association. I'd just like you to be there with me when I speak to the head association. After speaking with you, I'm of the mind that the association's goals are consistent with my own beliefs and aspirations. But beyond that, I can't simply expect to call on you to fend off each and every danger that might loom large before me. Ideally, I'd like to be able to face such challenges head-on myself. Realistically, though, there's so much that's still new to me about so many things that I think I would benefit from hearing about others' experiences. If I can learn, if I can grow, then someday I might be able to save the other mountain keepers. It feels as though I'm always asking you for some sort of favor, and I hope you don't think of me like that. But I want you to know that I have no wish to inconvenience you or to become overly reliant on your willingness to help. Would that be alright? Absolutely! Thank you. You know by now that I prefer such exchanges to be equal. But at this point, I feel as though anything you ask for that I could give wouldn't be enough. I worry that if this is how you are with everyone, some unscrupulous person or group may try to take advantage of you. There's just not much I could offer you in the immediate future, though. What should I do? How about this? Since there's not much I can do for you right now, how about I provide you a guarantee for the future? It will be a guarantee to lead you safely through the mountains anywhere the mountain keepers have a presence. In the absence of other mountain keepers, I've occasionally traveled to other areas of the mountains to look after things there. You know, tending the shelters, making sure any trails are clear, that sort of thing. That seems a fair offer, don't you think? And as far as any changing conditions I couldn't have accounted for, I think the power I've shown you should prove itself of great enough worth to balance the scales. I agree. I gotta do you. You know what? No. Return items. Ooh, an AP 50 potion. Sure. Alright, now move to the Arcana Association room. Aha! There you are! Loisnak has given me the general gist of the story, so I have a rough idea of what has transpired. Just to run it by you properly, Loisnak has found himself the holder of a new Arcana. It seems something manifested within him when he was spirited into Glenbirna during your adventure there. Sounds like you were able to use these abilities yourself there, without even having formally encountered an Arcana that would grant such a power. Do I have that right? You were here the very moment we lit the flame of the Enkilling Lantern, so I have no cause to doubt you. And I certainly never heard of any skills like those described to me. I can't shake the feeling there's a cloud hanging over Loisnak. I plan to pry into it a bit more, but I don't imagine it'll be easy. Seems nothing involving Glenbirna ever is. That aside, since Loisnak has been working with the investigative team in Slabmes for some time now, his record of service serves as a sort of affirmation of his trustworthiness. You may not realize this, as you're basically free to come and go as you please, but anyone whose identity is the least bit suspect wouldn't be allowed into the castle. As Slabme's only mountain keeper, it's my responsibility to protect the area and ensure the safe passage of those who choose to venture there, as has always been my duty. But once you join the Arcana Association, you're expected to focus some of your time and energy on Arcana-related research and training, which is a natural expectation, of course. Still, as you said, you are Slabme's only mountain keeper, and we can't simply leave such a perilous area without its caretaker indefinitely. There are other measures we can take, but I still think you are the best suited for the job. In fact, that's why I put my recommendation for you to accompany the research team. I worry this might be asking too much of you, but what do you think about traveling back and forth between your commitments? That is, venturing from Slabmes to join us here part-time, spending the rest of your time there. Of course, you'd be free to attend any urgent matters at your discretion. Oh, I figured I'd have to stay here for the work, but that seems reasonable. Huh, so I could go home more often too? Grandmaster would probably like that. On the other hand, it's so warm and cozy here. I started to think of the association room as a home. Oh, what a pain. We have no desire to force you to do anything you don't wish to, of course. I just can't help but feel like frequent treks all the way from Tara up into the mountains would be tiring, even for you. We're still researching if there might be some way to quickly reach Slabmes from here, but at present, taking the moon gates near T. Cornel or Sitsniach would seem to be the quickest route. Scheduling aside, I want you to know you'll have the liberty to spend as much time in slab meets as you like, so long as it wouldn't directly interfere with your commitments to the Arcana associations. That seems agreeable enough to me. It's not as though ascending or descending the mountain is all that difficult. Thank you. I'm looking forward to seeing you in action, Loishach, and to all the things we'll learn together. I'll write to the research team in Slab Meets to let them know of our joint arrangement. Without further ado, allow me to formally welcome you to the Arcana Association. I look forward to working with you. Hello, Loishach. It takes me a while to start recognizing a new face, so apologies in advance if I don't remember you the next time we meet. Promise I'm not trying to throw shade, honest. It even took me a long time before I remembered that Lauer was Lauer. I don't think it was that long. You stopped pausing and asking who are you again by at least the third week. I think seeing you hunched over your desk all the time in the association room helped. Besides, how could I forget the face of someone who feeds me? Right. I'm looking forward to working with you. That was the alchemical sharpshooter. Damn. Alright, how close are you to... decently close. Okay. I'm gonna start doing the fate stuff, but... I will undertake that in a moment. Let's do this. Fine, recharge. Back off. Ooh. Like, why are the dual guns so easy to damn? So easy. Like, doing the dual guns, it's easy to just lose track of how much stuff's actually being, like, how many points are actually being claimed in a good way. Like, it doesn't feel like I'm actually taking out that many enemies, even though I am. Back off. And this is gonna be where... yep. What'd you give me? Prefix. Holy. Well, fuck me. Oh god. Do I have an enchant protection potion? Alright, so the item's been protected, so let's do this again. Let me just check. Um, Let me see. How do I see? I'm looking to see any ways to increase the success rate. What magic powder am I using? Normal. I'm assuming the better the magic powder, the better chances. I need an elite magic powder. Wait, what about ancient magic powder? Isn't that the best? Let's try this again. 10%. All right. Damn. Hmm. need to get this better magic powder. Another try. Damn. Stewart's help, huh? Buy a scary library pass? Alright, where is it? Secret shop, damn it.
교과서가 부족한데.
Where are you?
아무래도
Come on. Have to wait till midnight in game. Once it's midnight in game, I can go over to this damn what you call it, library, see this ghost, see what I can do. Ooh. Almost. Go. Oh, so we're doing this. Damn. Damn. Is this actually giving me any good XP? I don't know, what's the point of coming here? I'm just gonna leave. I don't think there's anything worth in there. Ah. There's so much fucking materials needed for that. Oh my, what does that sell for? Hundred. Oh, oh, 120 million. Who has that much?
이곳 사람들은 왜 현세에 집착하는 걸까?
Branch. Carrot.
이곳 사람들은 왜 현세에 집착하는 걸까?
And small green gem.
이곳 사람들은 왜 현세에 집착하는 걸까?
Well, I got some homestead seeds. That's nice.
라이미라크 신의 이름으로.
No, because I have fun with that. Tastes like dog food. I love it.
아무래도 여기까지 계단을 오르내리기는 너무 힘든 것 같아.
All right. Let's see, what does it say for this? You'll gain HP. Okay, you'll gain HP more. Now if I do Hero Talent, Treasure Hunter, Intelligence, Luck, and Will more quickly. Okay. Intelligence, Luck, and Will, I'll take it. Alright, now... I can officially... unlock Link! Hey. Let's start working on those. Huh? That's what I meant, not the Arcana one. There's some weird looking butterflies. You dare call those butterflies? Oh, they're weak. I don't know where the fuck I'm going. Yeah, I don't know where the fuck I was going. I was just off.
밀리시안, 어서 와요. 아직 본론을 시작하지 않은 참이었어요. 내가 왕성으로 밀리시안을 부르다니 낯설죠? 아마 국왕폐하도 그렇게 생각할 거예요.
어쩔 수 없지요. 한시가 급한 상황이니까요. 밀레 접견실에서 누군가를 만나는 게 참 이상하지만 지금은 어쩔 수 없는 상황이거든. 잠시만. 너 말이야. 조금 전까지 싸웠던 기색인데? 혹시 오는 길에 그것들을 마주쳤어?
They
그
don't look
이상한
like
나비
butterflies at
같은
all.
거. 맞지? 그 왜 주로 흰색이고 평범한 자연물 외형을 한 포워르 같은... 어쨌든 너도 벌써 알게 되었구나. 그것들이 나타나는 걸. 어떤 상황인지 왕성에서도 대충 알고 있긴 해요. 그래도 에탄, 당신이 여기까지 온 이유를 알려줘요. 정기적으로 지속된 왕성과 법황청 간 교류만으로 해결할 수 없다고 생각한 그 사안을.
네. 이런 말을 하게 되어 무척 괴롭지만 고요히 잠든 줄로만 알았던 운명. 밀레시안, 당신은 핀디아스의 운명을 기억하고 있어요?
I don't.
나는 우리가
그러게.
함께 이겨냈고 그런데 그때 당신이 물리쳤던 거대한 신수와 아주 유사한 몬스터들이 곳곳에서 나타나고 있어요. 얼마 전에는 타라 광장에서 그랬고요. 당신이 오는 길에 만난 건 아마 그때 광장에서 멀리 도망친 몇몇 개체들일 거예요. 지금까지는 아주 일부 지역에서만 나타나고 있으니까요.
어느 정도 예상과 맞네. 맞아. 처음 보는 몬스터야. 비단 학회에서뿐만이 아니더라도 왕성의 무늬가 빗발치고 있어. 다행히 나타나는 수가 적고 지금 당장은 에일리흐 왕정의 인력으로
I need to
제어가
lose
되는
some
상황이지만
fucking weight.
나타나는 원인이 뭔지, 무슨 규칙을 갖고 나타나는지를 전혀 알 수 없어. 언제까지고 이 문제가 계속될지도. 어째서 또 이런 버거운 일이. 밀레시안, 네가 이번 일에 연관되지 않길
I like
바랬었는데
That chain you got. I like the color.
내가 너에게 내린 명령을 지키지 못할 만한 일은 몬스터는 여기저기서 나타나고. 에탄, 당신은 나보다는 많은 걸 아는.
안타깝게도 나는 알지 못해요. 그리고 꿈에서 아무것도 보이지 않아요. 물론 라이미라크님의 무한한 사랑이 변치 않는다는 이 운명에 의해 사람들이 어떻게 될지 그것만큼은 여태껏 꿈에서 보인 적이 없었어요. 어쩌면 이전과 다른 일이 벌어지고 있나 봐요. 아주 심각한 일이니 내가 도움이 될 일이 있을 줄 알았는데.
미안해하실 필요 없습니다, 성아.
알겠어요. 당장 동원할 수 있는
에일리흐 왕정 측에서 쓸 수 있는 인력이 없다면
코렌틴, 미안해요, 에레원 폐하. 안타깝지만 여유롭게 인력이 있진 않아요. 사람들이 더 안 다치는 게 우선이니까 솔직히 말할게요. 권력 싸움을 피하고자 권력을 키운다는 게
That makes sense.
나는 우리에게 불필요한 일이라고 생각했고, 무엇보다 너무 큰 힘 몹시 나쁜 일을 벌일 수도 있다는 걸 배웠기 때문에. 그렇기에 지금 성전 기사단의 인원은 대부분 봉사와 전도 활동을 주로 하고 있어요. 도움을 줄 수는 없지만.
에탄, 당신의 배려에 감사를 표합니다. 이런 말을 하기 머쓱하게도 상황이 좋지. 왕성에 친위돼도 대부분이 수습에 힘을 쏟고 있어서 여러 지역에서 동시다발적으로 일어나다 보니 인력이 무척 분산되었어요. 학회도 협회도 각자 조사하는 사안이 있어 다른 현장에 보내기가 곤란하고, 이건 테흐두인 쪽도 마찬가지라.
이렇게 하면 어떠십니까?
What you got for me?
지금 왕실과 법황청 양측에 모두 가용할 수 있는 인력이 없는 것
True.
아닙니까? 에일리 왕정과 라이미라크 교단이 협력하고 있다는 건 아직 일부에게만 알려진 사실이지요. 어느 한쪽에 여유가 있어서 인력을 써보려 해도 견제하는 세력들 때문에 골치 아파질 걸 고려하면 제3의 인력을 써보면 어떨까요? 밀레시안 씨에게 단독으로 의뢰를 드리는 건 힘에 부치실 테니. 다른 인력이
Third party.
최근에 벨바스트에 주둔하던 용병단이 잠시 탈튼에 머무르고
Ooh,
있다고
Belvast playing
들었습니다.
a role again. Okay.
밀레시안 씨에게 용병을 쓸 수 있게끔 지원을 해드리겠습니다. 용병과 함께 수행하실 기밀 의뢰를 드리는 형식이면 괜찮지 않겠습니까?
문제가 하나 있어.
어떤...
밀레시안의 의견을 묻지 않았다는.
아마 밀레시안이 싸움에 나서지 않는 신수와 직접 대적했던 자에게는, 즉
Do I don't remember
밀레시안에게는
facing off
큰
against the
영향이
divine
있을
beast.
거예요. 지금 운명이 주축으로 삼은 것이 아마 밀레시안, 아주 큰 재난이나 자연재해처럼
What
거역할 수
divine
없는
beast did I
운명이
fight?
당신을 덮칠 거예요. 사람들과 헤쳐나가야 해요. 아프고 힘든 곳에
밀레시안, 네가 이 문제를 해결하러 나서겠다면 네가 직접 겪었던 일과 연관이 있다고 하니
Okay.
막무가내로 가지 말라고 명령할 수가 없네.
Which generation is this? 27. No, 26. Okay.
너는 어떻게 하고 싶어?
Try my own course.
밀레시안 씨, 나중에 괜히 더 커진 일에 휩싸이느니 지금 상황이 심각하지 않을 때부터 차근차근 해결하시는 게.
용병들은 탈틴 외곽에 머물고 있다고 들었습니다. 요새는 상당히...
밀레시안, 심상치 않...
이게
오케이.
또 솔직히 네 눈에 차는 사람들이
No one
있을지
will measure up to
모르겠기도
my
하고
personal standards, let's be honest. I
마땅한
mean,
인력을
can
못
any of
찾으면
them
일단
summon a
돌아와야 해.
fucking Gatling gun? I don't think they can. If they can, I'm concerned.
안녕하세요, 밀레시아님. 아, 용병단이요. 몇 개의 용병단이 탈틴에 나타났다고 보고받았습니다. 지금은 성 외곽 어디쯤 머무르고 있을 겁니다. 마지막으로 목격한 곳은 성의 서쪽에 있는 언덕이고요. 혹여 난장을 피울까 싶어 예의주시하려고 했습니다만 당장 친이 되는 엘프와 자이언트 원정대의 힘까지 빌려 새로 나타난 몬스터를 물리치기에 여념이 없어서요. 제대로 용병단 동태를 살피지 못하고 있습니다. 혹여 괜한 충돌이 생길까봐 단체로 순찰을 가보기도 어려운 상황입니다. 밀레시아님, 용병단을 방문했을 때
Absolutely.
그 용병들이란 대개 우선 용병단
Okay. Before I continue with that, I will be right back. Just have to take care of something in the background. Be back. Alright, I am back. Thank you so much for your patience, everyone. Where were we? Oh yeah, heading over here. Oh yeah, and start playing this again.
용병 입단에 관심이 있다면 아주 우리 용병단은 아주 자네는 척 보아하니
Oh man.
자네 정도면 우리 용병단에 껴도 손색이 없겠네. 자, 그럼 마침 이탈자가 생겨 일손이 부족한 참이니
I'm not here to
입단
join
시험을
up.
바로 봐도
I'm actually here to
좋겠구만.
hire you.
걱정은 말게. 시험이라 해도 그러면 바로 아쉽군. 자네는 차림새를 다시 보니 밀레시안이 용병이 데리고 찾아오는 건 그래, 용건이라. 무슨 일인지 나 고용.
I want to hire you.
에린에서 가장 큰 힘이 필요한 일. 물론 탐탁지 않. 자네가 결국 선택할 건
어머,
Ooh, Elven
어서
mercenaries.
와요. 우리 가족에게 온 걸 환영해요. 피가 섞였는지 아닌지, 진짜 가족인지 아닌지, 우리 용병단에 있는 자들은 모두 마음이 따뜻하고 실력. 그대가 원하는 용병이 어떤 자든 따스하게 그대를 지키고 보살피. 이제 그럼
You could ask if
무슨
your
일로
family
나를
allowed
찾아?
that.
그럼요. 항상 환영이랍니다. 고용 비용은 별도로 발생하는 거 잘 아시죠? 다른 용병단에 비해 저렴한 어머머? 그걸 벌써 하는 업무가 뭔지 고려해서 기본 수당을
That's
내고요. 위험 수당이나 안전 보증도 필요하고요. 용병을 쓸 때는 원래 이런 비용이 다 포함되는 법이라고요. 어때요? 우리랑 저기 지금 당장 계약한다면 마대주 용병단 첫 이용 기념 할인에 우리 용병단의 상징을 새긴
Oh,
기념.
nice. I mean, I'd like a medal, but
무슨 일?
I'm just gonna stand next to you in silence.
설명이 나를 중심으로 행동하는 용병들은 모두 실력이 무척 하다못해 얼마 전까지 함께하다 나갔던 자도 말이야. 나와 비교할 순 없지만 제법 노련한 검사였다고. 이 토킬의 용병단에 있다 나간 만큼 어디 가서 굶어 죽진 않을 거다. 아직도 우리의 실력을 의심한 우리의
아,
강점은 냉철한 상황 판단이라서 말이야. 큰일입니다. 저 이대로면 위험합니다.
I'll fight with you.
큰일이에요. 수많은 몬스터라고요.
Ooh, what is it? A fish?
마침 잘 됐군. 우리 용병단의 강함을 보여줄 기회야.
이 정도 번거로움은 감내하지. 어차피 실력자는 정해져 있으니까.
자, 다들 건수 따낼 준비됐죠? 좋은 모습을 보여주는 거예요.
Damn, they give a lot of XP. Yeah, I'm just gonna do a little bit of overkill just because. The last shot, right?
몬스터가 이렇게 강해도 되는 건가?
분명 그녀
상당히
Y'all are complaining over nothing. Thank God, if you're this rattled over this monster being a little tough, you don't deserve to call yourself a mercenaries. Like,
아까 분명 처음 보는 몬스터라지 않았나? 분명히 저렇게 생긴 걸 다들 전투에
man, let me also link up with you. Easy enough. So again, why y'all complaining?
우리보다 강한 적들이 있을 줄이야. 강자는 후퇴할 줄도 아는 법이다.
Really? You're retreating over something as small as that? Yeah, you definitely don't deserve to be mercenaries. Strongest my ass.
이런 강적은 처음이고 더 귀찮아지기 전에 훗!
Hey, I'm at 100 now.
역시 다들 이 보수도 아직 안 받았는.
You're... Yeah, tell them we don't need a fucking contract. You're weak asses. Especially you, first to fucking retreat. Like, no.
역시 난 절대 거짓말을 안 하거든.
You should disband your fucking company. Like...
아니, 그래. 그런데 우리를 고용하지 않. 자네가 용병을 고용하려던 이유.
Yeah, I am.
얼마 전까지 우리와 이웃 용병 그중 한 명이 그 몬스터 중 용병 모두 실력이 제법. 이들이 정식 용 우선 아이는 그럼
아, 네. 제가 아는 한 답변해 드리겠습니다. 아이네요? 아는 분이 지나간다고 제가 아는 한 답변 용병 제가 아는 한 어라 에 마치 왜이 덤밭에 돈 아무튼
Also, I want to get my daily. Ooh, CR. Free money. Let's have some fun. Hey. Yay! My wife gave me a kiss. Yay! I got a kiss. Love you. Ooh. What do we find? Who? I like the outfit. Hi there, stranger.
뭔가요? 인간 낯선 사람과 내키지 않는데 나로서
Looking for
당신이 누구를 찾든 될 내 이름 당신의 행색이 신기하니까
Ain?
아이네는 지금 나에게 물어서는 그런데 아이네는 왜요?
How do you know her?
진짜 그런데 최근에 아이네는 거기 어디예요?
Gyra?
그래요. 지금 무작정 누가 쓰러진 것처럼 꾸며 그런 거 보면 득달같이 달려올 거예요. 이걸 오해했던 걸 가상의 누군 가장 좋은 어쨌든 알아서 해요. 그럼 안녕.
Where's CR dungeon? Let's take this veteran down. I got a good feeling. And you know what? To prove how good a feeling I have, where is it? Did I get the yellow prism? Remember I got like a prism box or something. That is a dead end, which means there is a chest down here. I will find it. You know what am I doing? Master of dual wielding is still there? Max damage, min damage. Max damage plus a min damage plus 4 and HP plus 15. You know what? Yes. Snipe this fucking rat. Blam blam, thank you, ma'am. You know, I think I might start, well, figure out a way to post this, but offering my services as like a mercenary to assist people with like the veteran dungeon, things like that. Yeah, 14. This is the way. And I'm already 89 again. Arcana 14. Level 89. Fuck those hard mode dungeons. This is the path for levels. Now the thing is, my equipment level is low, so I can't do other things like Glenn and stuff, even though I want to. Damn it, I'm out of bullets. Ooh, at 90, I just got done saying I was at 80 something. Now I'm at 90 something. This is fucking awesome. Damn. Get the gold, thank you. Like, damn, you know what to do. Damn. Oh, your stats. Not yet, okay. Get the gold, thank you. I'm like, damn, I don't know how many times I tell you, just open the damn gold. Or pick it up, I mean, not open it. This, I don't know what Aracuda is, but I'm gonna try and catch it. What was I saying? Oh yeah. This fucking Arcana is insane. Yes, I'll let all of them level. Oh my god, it's going up so quickly. Wonder how fast I'd make it through if I wasn't trying to fight everything. No, seriously, I wonder how quickly I'd get through this if I didn't try to fight everything. So much gold. God damn. Oh look, herbs. Look, I don't need them. Dare give me herbs? $145, motherfuckers. That's a lot of gold. Spiders can't stand the power of a mortar. Let's go, let's go. I already have the boss key and there's still so many rooms to the boss. I think that's hilarious. Normally you don't get the boss key to like the room before. Alright, let me donate some stuff to the guild now. Yeah. I will probably be purchasing a name change token soon, or name change pass, whatever it is, so that I can make my person Dorka Corvo instead of Grim Shadows, but I don't know. What do you guys think? Should I? Hello? Minions are slacking. Thank you. So hard to find good help these days. Need to level up. the conflicting energies of the darkness and the light. Makes for perfect cinematics. See? Perfect cinematics. Can't even tell what's going on. All you can tell is that I'm shaking so much. Die, Gollum. Back the fuck off. Damn it. Stay up. Hey. Well, damn. Where's that recovery potion? I know I had one. There we go. Damn it. Damn it, come on. Die. Yes, still under 30 minutes. Sorry, I was locked in on that fucking golem. Oh my god. Transform back down. I went from level 1 all the way to level fucking 160 in that dungeon. 160. I should have been doing this during that level up 1,000 times shit. I would have had it in no time. Holy hell. And my Arcana gained 5 levels as well. Nah, I gotta... You know? That seems like a great place to end it for the day. Thank you guys so much for being here and watching. We had some awesome times. I gotta do the Daily Veteran more now that I know I can just do it. I can just solo it. It's just gonna get stronger. My Arcana is just gonna get stronger. Oh, I cannot wait. But